For as long as I can remember, there was only one future I ever imagined, and it always started with Kale. We grew up together, shared secrets, shared dreams, shared promises. At least, that's what I believed. Lately, something felt different. Kale had become distant. His calls were shorter, his smiles rarer. Whenever I asked what was wrong, he would simply tell me not to worry. Then, one night, I found out why, or at least, I thought I did. He didn't stop me. And that was the moment everything changed. Because, that night, I believed what I saw. I believed Kale Viora chose power over me. I waited all night, for a message, for an explanation, for anything. But morning came, and Kale remained silent. Maybe there was something I didn't understand. Maybe there was a reason for what I saw. Maybe there was a reason he stood beside her. A reason he let me walk away. So, I decided to ask him myself. For years, I never needed permission to see Kale. Everyone knew me. Everyone knew us. His office felt like a place I belonged. But that day, everything felt different. When I walked into his office, he was standing by the window, looking out over the city. For a moment, I almost forgot what had happened. Because he was still Kale, the boy who promised he'd never leave me alone. The boy who knew every secret I'd ever kept. The boy I loved. I asked him the only question that mattered. Was everything I saw last night true? He didn't answer. I told myself he was just surprised. So I asked again, did you choose her? That's when he finally looked at me. And for a second, I saw something in his eyes. Pain. Regret. Something I couldn't understand. But still, he said nothing. I wasn't asking him to choose me. I wasn't asking for forever. I wasn't asking for promises. I just wanted the truth. So, I looked at him and said, tell me, I'm wrong. Tell me, none of it is real. Tell me I didn't lose you. For one brief moment, I thought he would. He took a step toward me. My heart started racing. I thought he was finally going to explain everything. Instead, he only said my name.
Adia.
And then he looked away. When he spoke again, his voice was barely above a whisper.
You should go home.
That was it. No explanation. No vignette. No reason. Just 4 words. And somehow, those 4 words hurt more than anything else. Because in that moment, I finally understood. If Kale Viora wanted me to stay, he would have stopped me. So I nodded, turned around, and walked away, without knowing. It would be the last time I saw him for years. The strange thing about heartbreak is that it doesn't always happen all at once. Sometimes it happens little by little, a piece at a time. When I left Kale's office, I wasn't crying. I wasn't angry. I was disappointed, not because I didn't get the answer I wanted, but because I got no answer at all. I had asked him, more than once, if there was something I didn't know. That was his chance to tell me. He didn't. So I went home, and for the first time in years, I stopped checking my phone. That evening, my parents asked me to sit down with them. They looked serious. The kind of serious that tells you a decision has already been made. My mother slid an envelope across the table. Inside was a plane ticket. A change of environment might be good for you. I remember staring at it, not because I was shocked, but because a week ago, I would have said no immediately. A week ago, I would have stayed, for Kale. Now, I wasn't so sure, because no matter how much I cared about him, I couldn't keep making excuses for someone who wouldn't talk to me. Something was wrong. I knew that. I could feel it. But if Kale wanted me to know the truth, he would have told me. I wasn't going to chase answers from someone determined not to give them. So I looked at my parents and said, okay. For a second, both of them looked surprised, almost relieved. I didn't ask why. I didn't ask how long. I didn't ask what came next. I was tired, and sometimes, walking away is easier than standing somewhere you're no longer wanted. I thought I was leaving because my heart was broken. The truth was, I was leaving because I finally stopped waiting. 3 months after I left, life finally started feeling normal again. Or at least, normal enough. I had a new apartment, a new routine, a new city, and little by little, I was learning how to live without Kale in it. Some days were easier than others, some memories were harder to ignore, but I stopped looking back. At least, I tried to. One afternoon, during my lunch break, I was sitting alone in a small cafe, scrolling through my phone, not really paying attention to anything. Work had been exhausting, my coffee was getting cold, and for the first time in weeks, my mind felt quiet. Then I saw her. At first, I thought I was mistaken, but I wasn't. It was her, the woman standing beside Kale that night, the woman everyone believed he had chosen, the woman I believed he had chosen. For a second, my thumb hovered over the screen. I should have kept scrolling. Instead, I opened the article. The moment had loaded, my stomach dropped, because Kale wasn't in it. Another man was. His arm was around her waist. She was smiling, comfortable, happy. The headline read, Business, Heiress celebrates 1-year anniversary with longtime boyfriend. I blinked, then read it again. A year? That couldn't be right. 3 months ago, the entire city was talking about her and Kale. People were congratulating them, speculating about them, watching them. So why was she celebrating a 1-year relationship with someone else? I opened another article, then another. Different dates, different events, different photographs. But every article said the same thing. The same boyfriend, the same relationship, the same story. I sat back in my chair, completely confused. For the first time in months, I thought about that night, the cameras, the event, the way she stood beside him, the way Kale looked at me, the way he didn't say a word. And suddenly, a question slipped into my mind. If she wasn't with Kale, then what exactly was happening that night? I hated that question, because it changed nothing, or at least, it shouldn't. I had already given him a chance. More than one chance. I went to him. I asked him directly. I looked him in the eyes and asked for the truth. and he chose silence. So, whatever explanation existed, it should have come from him, not from an article. Not from strangers, and definitely not 3 months later. Finished my coffee, and stood up. No. Whatever was going on, it wasn't my problem anymore. Because, the truth is, when someone wants you in their life, communication shouldn't be this difficult. And if Kale had something to say, he should have said it when I was standing right in front of him. Not now. Not after I left. Not after I finally started moving on. So, I walked out of that cafe, determined to forget everything I'd just seen. But for the rest of the day, one question refused to leave me alone. If she wasn't with Kale, why did he let me believe she was?